What's up, guys? Eclectic Nerd here again as always, and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. So, I am out here on my balcony, and we are going to, today, we're going to build us a small little ship here, because I think it's time we start mixing it up a little bit, start getting outside of our comfort zone, and start going after some big fish. So, I have a kind of an idea, oh, not that, taking my helmet off in space, of the build that I want to do. Not that either. Ooh, small ship. Okay. Ugh. Free rotate. Yikes. Okay. So, I've got a rough layout in my head. Of course. You know what? I'm not going to build... Well... I was going to say, why am I building this up here? I should probably build this down in the hangar, because it's going to have to go through the hangar, and it's going to have to be designed to fit through the hangar as well. Okay. That, and if I need parts or whatever, I can just come down here and get them. So, yeah. Nope. So, one of the ideas that I had was to build a large ship and to build something that I had never built before. But I'm not quite ready to do that. I need to work out some of the technical details behind it. So for now, we're just going to build a small ship as a way to kind of do something different and to buy time while I figure out how to build what will eventually be the big project. Okay. I'm gonna need a cockpit. Preferably a fighter one. Some light armor blocks. And all those different varieties. Okay. Let me pick a nice color. Yeah. So... I have a couple design kind of principles that I want to stick to. Basically, two sort of facets that I think you need to emphasize. They are survivability and lethality. And the way that those two work is your survivability is basically how much damage you can take, and your lethality is how much damage you can deal. And usually I find that the best way to deal the most damage, at least with a small ship, is to basically cluster a bunch of guns. That seems to be the most effective method. So basically we're going to build a ship with a lot of guns, and then we're going to fit a small camera at the end of it so we can basically take our prey out from a distance. So it's sort of a sniper by volume, if you will. Let's see here, make sure, yeah. Basically, I have a little nose cone here, and inside the nose cone is where my sort of sensor suite sits. Need a camera. And we're also going to branch out in that I've never used any sort of countermeasures before. So that sort of forms the other half, or the main portion of our survivability factor. One is obviously your armor, how much steel you can put between the target ship and all of your vital sort of bits. And normally I like to put I usually put a bunch of heavy armor around it, which I found doesn't always work, simply because there's usually a lot of guns. What did I even need? I forgot. Computers, and I'm turning my light on because I can barely see what I'm doing here. So, one of the things I'm going to include on here is I'm going to use a cargo container and some ejectors. And what that will do is... And I need computers, dang it. So, basically I'm going to try to saturate the defenses of the target ship. And the way we do that is basically by just dropping as much stuff into space behind us. And that'll draw the fire of the guns, allowing me to take them out more easily. So, the sort of, I guess, attack run I'm thinking is I'll basically make one run past the ship, where I kind of seed the area with... Did I turn this off? Okay. Where I'll sort of seed the area with debris, just basically stone. I'll fill a cargo container full of stone and just kind of fly around with that. And that'll basically saturate the guns, forcing them to either A, fire at that, or run out of ammo. Giving me time to basically sort of stop, spin around, and make an attack run where I'll basically cut the guns off from a distance. And then one thing I'm also going to do is I haven't used decoys ever. So I think what I'm going to do is basically put a couple decoys near the back on pistons, and then because we don't have there's no kind of like wires or anything. And one of the things I know that like real life fighters will use is they'll basically have a towed decoy where it's just something that has a bigger cross section than the aircraft it's attached to. And what that does is it basically draws the fire, essentially, because it's a much more tempting target to whatever you're attacking. Okay, I think I have enough bulletproof glass. And I need displays now. Let's see here. So just use my metal grids. Make some displays too. Jeez. Production. I'm gonna have to think about my gun placement as well. I'm thinking basically 3 guns along each sort of side of the actual cockpit, or I might mount them in pods. Along the engines. Okay. Because this sort of layout is rather similar to something I made in one of my early single-player worlds, where it's basically just a cylinder and it's got 3 guns on each side of the cockpit. Okay, let's see here. I need to start thinking about where the rest of my things are going to sit and how I'm going to position them. I think I might do a medium cargo container, just because it'll consolidate most of the things. Well, no. Because I'd like it to where I can basically fill one cargo container up. Oh wait, are there small filters? Or small sorters? Yes, there are. Wait, yeah, okay, cool. So basically, what I can do is grab me a medium cargo container. I can set this up in such a way that okay. I could probably run a tube along the outside to the gun pods. So that goes there. I think because one of the kind of crucial elements you want to protect is your reactor. And I think items can actually travel through a small reactor without actually going anywhere. Let's see here. And I need a small conveyor. So I can do one of these. I can do this. Oh, I need interior plate. Dang it. I need motors too. What don't I need? I don't need girders right now. I cut down my bulletproof glass. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put a conveyor here. Actually, I'm gonna put one on each side. And then my reactors will sit basically on top of that, and I'm going to put 2 in here for redundancy's sake, because I want to be careful not to essentially rely on one component too much. That, and they'll basically share the power load between them. Okay, there's that, and then let's see. 8. Let's see here. How does this work? I haven't ever actually used one of these. Oh, okay. I think that arrow shows me how things flow. So we're gonna do that and that. Make sure any construction components. Always like to use my standard of having one sort of large cargo connector in the back, which I may or may not use. I may just put one single engine, or I might put 2. I don't know yet. Kind of making this up as I go, if you could not tell. Okay, yeah, that's the way I want stuff to flow. And I think, yeah, this one's upside down technically. Okay, 8. Yeah, like that. So the plan is I'll essentially load everything in through one loading port. So all my... Dang it. Freaking A. Should pay attention to the side. Okay, try this again here. Yeah, I think that's right. But to find out, oh, my energy's getting low too. I don't. I'm seeing if I can finish this before my energy runs out, and I can. Awesome. Probably could use Rob to do this, but it's more fun to just kind of take my time. That and allows me to plan things out a little bit better. I'm not constantly having that, and I can see what I need. Hint, hint, game developers. It would be nice to see what I need when I'm welding in a ship. Thank you. Okay. So let's see. And I need one of these. Don't need any more reactors because I have my basic power supply. There. Okay. So there's that. But to find out if I built this one right. Yep, awesome. Okay. And then take number 9. Go up and down. Now I think I'm debating whereabouts I need to place these guns, because I think I remember seeing somewhere that if you place them too far back, the inertia of you like straight side strafing will actually cause the bullets to run into whatever you're building. So let's see here. Where are Gatling guns? I prefer Gatling guns just because the things required to make them are a lot cheaper. see, is there a... There's not a loading port on the back. Is that flush with the nose? That is. Yep. We're doing that. Metal grid? Why would you need a metal grid in a Gatling gun? Pray tell. Okay. I'll have to make some Gatling gun ammo too, which means probably going out and farming some magnesium. I don't get why you would need get the stone out of here. I don't need this. Actually, I can probably load that into the cargo bay. I need reactor components too. Let's start filtering some of the stuff down. There we go. Okay. I have to start thinking about my thruster placement pretty soon here. You know, I need one large steel tube. I just thought something. If you're building like an X-wing kind of thing, you could probably use those as like mock exhaust tubes. Let's see here. I need 2 large steel tubes to finish my reactors. I'll grab what I have left. Okay. Alright. It's power source number 1. And power source number 2. First Gatling gun. Let's see, I think I can probably run that and down. We'll go with 4. I think 4 should be enough. I think I've taken quite large prey with just 4 Gatling guns. That, and I'm packing a bit more firepower than sort of extra things to help me than just the usual brute force attempt. Okay, I need 1 computer for this side. I think one of the other sort of unintended side effects is that the routing system will actually provide me with some degree of cover that my cockpit will be protected behind. Okay. I need a couple computers. Shouldn't be too hard to get. Nope, not that. Grab the rest of them. I'm gonna leave. This is probably one of the few ships that I'm actually gonna leave a sort of landing gear on. Or, ooh, we could basically build the sort of integrate a landing gear function into our sort of engine pods that are gonna be slung off the side here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with a large. Just because might have to rethink this. Yeah. Because I want it to be as quick as possible, but what? Screw it. We're doing it. Basically, we're gonna have a lot of we're gonna need to have a lot of forward thrust, but not too much braking, because we're not gonna need it. Because our primary goal is going to be able to move forward really quickly, so we can get in and get out. I'll probably. Oh, dang it! I used all my large steel tubes as well, so I may have to make more. Production. Repeat. Make large steel tubes, please. Okay. Don't need that. Probably don't need that. Looks like I filled up my inventory. I don't know why large steel tubes need to take up so much space. It's ridiculous. Okay. I'm putting a lot of emphasis on basically being fast and having a lot of rotation, being able to rotate quickly. You need thruster components. I think I have a bunch of those kicking around somewhere. I think. If not, I'll have to make some. But that's not that big of a deal. Okay. This is going to be quite the complex operation. I do not have thruster components. I'll have to make some. Because I'm going to be filling up my bar with a lot of toggle switches, essentially. Being able to switch on and off my, my switching off my ejector and switching on and off my, and extending my decoys and doing all this other good stuff. Oh, not that. Platinum in there. There we go. I'm gonna need quite a bit of that, I believe, because I still have to build my braking and my strafing thruster systems. But that shouldn't be that big a deal. All the rest of them are all I need for the other thrusters are small ones, so that won't be too bad. With all the stuff that I'm building into this, I don't think most of the easy targets will stand a chance. Because if all I have to contend with is a couple Gatling guns, I can probably take those out quite easily. Probably shouldn't speak too soon, because who knows. Okay. Definitely gonna be putting some kind of armor over the top of this. Oop, not that. Actually, I kind of like that, so we're gonna roll with that. Having it inset a little bit. Actually, no, wait. Never mind. I messed up. I need that out of the way. So we're having the conveyor, the ammo feeding tubes run through there. This one. Let's see, gotta grind this guy down. Okie dokie. Now, start working on this armor plate that's going to go across the top here. And I think for the most part I'm going to use light armor just to save weight because it can add up rather quickly. And I was reading on the forums, and one of the few things that I use, one of the sort of like strategies you can use is to basically oh. Where was it saying? I'll say, oh yeah. So in order to basically cut down the amount of weight you're carrying, rather than build your whole ship out of heavy armor, what you can do is basically build the majority of your ship out of light armor, and then just use the heavy armor as a sort of shell to encase your decoy, and making your decoy much hardier than than the rest of your ship, because the guns are going to target your decoy a lot more. And in this case, they're going to be targeting pretty much this like cloud that I'm going to be seeding behind me. There we go. I mean, really, it doesn't really matter. I'm mostly doing a lot of this structural stuff just because I think it looks cool. It doesn't really matter that much. Let's see here. So, get my conveyor tubes. And I think I just realized that my conveyor tubes are running the wrong way. Awesome. Where's a small conveyor? I don't need this right now. Wait. Oh, no, I'm fine. Need these small. What? Okay. Small curved tube. Oh. That's weird. I wonder why they called it that as opposed to something else. Okay. Run this. I had an idea for sort of like a reactive armor system. I wonder if you put cargo containers along here and filled them with stone, when they got blown up, they basically strew their contents out across space. So you could probably use that as a sort of additional like countermeasure for like animals that with like tails, and like a lizard that when its tail gets bit off it sheds, kind of thing. Okay. Alright, I think I've got this. This will basically complete my. Yeah, I'll do that. Kind of clustering my stuff in one area. Okay. Thinking about where I want to stick. Nope. Not thruster components. Where I want to stick the pistons that are basically what I want to do is I don't think there's a way for me to really just drop the decoys. So the best option that I can think of off the top of my head is to basically make a system that puts them away from the cockpit area. Basically just like the cockpit and my guns. Do kind of a spaced. See if like a spaced armor technique helps any better. Actually, this is probably where heavy armor is going to come in. not that. Seem to say that a lot. I'm going to use the heavy armor essentially to build like a ramp. I only really need to see forward. I don't need to see left and right too much. If I were looking like first-person view. What? Huh. You know that metal grid went into heavy armor components now. I guess that makes sense. Just wish I knew that sooner. Let's see. And then number 4, number 6. Let's see here. Yeah. I'm liking the look of that already. Didn't finish this side. I'm gonna at least finish one side before I start working on the other one. I'm really excited to get to use this thing because it's looking really cool. Am I out of steel plate? Dang it, I'm out of steel plate. Am I out of... Yeah, I'm out of steel plate. Did not expect to run out. Over there. Oh shoot, I need a gyroscope too. Just thought of that. Let's see. Okay. I could probably extend these armor shields out a little bit more, but meh. We'll roll with this for now. Let's see, I think I went that far. Let's see here. I think that's kind of cool that it uses metal grid. At least it mixes it up and it's not just a bunch of steel plate you need anymore. I mean, it makes sense, too. If you're building heavier armor, you basically just build the normal armor and then reinforce something behind it. Okay, I think we're getting about finishing up with the major structural components. So once I get these armor shields done, I could probably replace that center part off camera with heavy, just for a little bit of additional protection. Oh yeah, that's looking cool. Let's see, how many did I make on this side? Okay, it's 2, and then just a standard kind of little spike jobby. Mixing and matching my armor pieces at this point. I wish that, because I don't think this follows any kind of real, like, logical, or like a game that I imagine like World of Tanks uses a pretty realistic, or at least at least attempts to be a kind of realistic representation of how, you know, like armor and things like that would work. But I don't think it's so with Space Engineers. It's pretty much the plate takes a hit, and whatever it takes, it takes. There's no, you can't really use typical kind of conventional armor design logic when you build stuff. Like you would think this would be some sort of spaced plate where anything, it would kind of give some standoff distance between the two. But whatever, I'm probably talking nonsense right now. I need to get some uranium. So we take this bad boy for a test drive, and then I think I would call it an episode, and then on the next one we can start working on something else with it. We can start working. Basically, today we're going to do the sort of general structural building, and then next time we'll do a can I what? Is it because it doesn't have power period that I can't get in there? Dang it. I think that's the problem. Well, shoot. I can't really do that because I have stuff in the way. I cannot reach in through that. Hell, I don't think I even reached into these conveyors. Yeah. Jeez. Wish I would have known. Wish I would have thought of this beforehand. Okay. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And I need to just rebuild my small conveyor. And my ejector. I'm gonna hop in here real quick. Otherwise, I will die. Oh, shoot, I forgot a gyroscope. Okay. Let's see here. Come back. Oh, that's right. I had a small sorter. Which way do you go? Okay. Yes. That's really stupid that you can't put stuff through the conveyor without any kind of power to the ship. I find that really annoying. Because that kind of puts a damper on things. Basically, I'm blaming a game mechanic because I'm mildly inconvenienced one time. Okay. Now, go to our other small reactor. Yeah. Okay. Shoot, gyro. G. I'll just plunk it down anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Of course, I need 2 motors. I think it's just a mechanic of this game that you constantly you're always missing like one thing. It's like, oh, you don't have motors, and then you go and you put your motors away, and it's like, oh, or you grab the motors, and it's like, oh, you need construction components, and you're just constantly running back and forth grabbing things. Let's see, that might get moved somewhere where it's not quite so exposed. Is my landing gear locked? Probably is. Switch lock. Okay. Oh shoot! I'm an idiot. I have no braking power, so I can only go forward, up, down, left, and right. That's why I wasn't slowing down. Just gonna kind of spin here for a second. Okay. Okay. I need to fix that. Guess we're gonna use the. Shoot. Well. Alright, I'll fix this episode's getting kinda long, so I'll fix that off camera. And then next episode we'll start working on our defenses against guns and things. So until then, I will see y'all in the next one.